Welcome, class. Today in JSS 2 Social Studies we are studying trade unions, what they are, why they exist, how they function, and their importance in Nigeria's labor relations. A trade union is an organization formed by workers in the same trade, industry, or profession to promote and protect their common interests, especially in their relations with employers. Trade unions are one of the most important institutions of industrial society. They represent the collective voice of workers in negotiations with employers and government. Why trade unions exist? In the relationship between employers and individual employees, employers typically have more power. They decide whether to hire, how much to pay, and what conditions to impose. An individual worker who disagrees with their employer has little power. They can accept the terms or lose their job. But when workers join together in a union, they gain collective bargaining power. An employer cannot easily ignore or dismiss the combined voice of hundreds or thousands of organized workers. This is the fundamental logic of trade unionism. In unity there is strength. History of trade unions in Nigeria. Trade unionism in Nigeria began during the colonial period. The first recognized trade union was the Nigerian Civil Service Union, formed in 1912. By the 1940s and 1950s, trade unions were important participants in the nationalist movement. The General Strike of 1945, led by Michael Imodu, who became known as the labor leader of Nigeria, demonstrated workers' power to disrupt the colonial economy and demand fair treatment. After independence in 1960, trade unions continued to be significant political and economic forces. In 1978, the Nigerian government reorganized the trade union movement into a single central federation, the Nigeria Labour Congress, or NLC, with 42 affiliated industrial unions. Today, the NLC and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, known as TUC, are the two main trade union federations. Functions of trade unions. Collective bargaining is the primary function. Trade unions negotiate with employers on behalf of their members to agree on wages, working hours, leave entitlements, safety conditions, and other terms of employment. The result is a collective bargaining agreement, a contract between the union and the employer that sets the conditions for all workers in that category. Protection of workers' rights. Unions defend workers against unfair dismissal, discrimination, exploitation, and unsafe working conditions. If a worker is treated unfairly, the union can represent them in a grievance or disciplinary procedure, or take the case to the National Industrial Court. Improvement of working conditions. Unions push for better salaries, safer workplaces, reasonable working hours, paid annual leave, maternity and paternity leave, health benefits, and pension schemes. Many of the workplace protections Nigerian workers enjoy today, such as the minimum wage, were won through union struggles. Political representation. Trade unions are significant political actors. They lobby government on labor-related legislation, minimum wage levels, workers' benefits, and economic policy. Nigerian unions have played key roles in pushing for increases to the national minimum wage, most recently agreed at N30,000 in 2019 and further increased to N70,000 in 2024. Training and education. Many trade unions provide training programs, workshops, and educational opportunities for their members to upgrade their skills and knowledge. Solidarity and welfare. Unions provide welfare support to members in distress, including medical assistance, legal support, loans, and help during emergencies. Industrial actions. When negotiations fail, unions may take industrial action to press their demands. This includes strikes, collective refusal to work, and go-slows, working at reduced pace. Strikes are a last resort because they harm both workers, lost wages, and employers, lost production, but can be effective in forcing employers to negotiate seriously. Limitations of trade unions in Nigeria. Trade unions are most effective in the formal sector, civil service, banking, oil industry, manufacturing. The large informal sector, market traders, artisans, domestic workers, and self-employed people, is largely not covered by union protection. Some unions have been accused of corruption, with union leaders taking bribes from employers to reach favorable to the employer agreements. Intra-union conflicts have sometimes weakened the collective bargaining position. Government intervention has sometimes restricted union activity. Despite these challenges, trade unions remain essential institutions in Nigeria's labor relations landscape. The right to form and join trade unions is protected by Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution and by the Trade Unions Act.